What's up, everybody? Smoove cosplayer here, your favorite salsa dancing cosplayer. We are here at MomoCon, bringing you another episode of Smoove Conversations, and I have with me my honored guest, Miss Shauna Lawson, aka CC the Geek.
Yes.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm honored to be here.
Good.
Honestly.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you already know.
So, CC, I have to ask. I start every interview off with the same question.
Okay.
When did you fall in love with cosplay?
Oh man. Okay. So 2015. Well, actually, let's take it back before that.
Okay.
Because I fell in love with it before I actually started doing it. Right. So I think when I was in high school, that was like when the seed was planted. And my friend Emily, shout out to you, Emily Everhart. She was telling me in high school, she was like, yeah, you know, they go to these wild conventions and they dress up and then they party all night. You know, like she really painted this picture for me. And I was like, whoa, that sounds really intense. Like I'm 16. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Gotcha.
However, I feel like I really want to do, like I need to add this to my bucket list. Right, it sounds like where I need to be.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to just after college, I was living with my best friend Erin, who is like she's super crafty, super creative, and we were watching Heroes of Cosplay. So shout out to Eric Moran, who was the host of that, and I fell in love with Yaya Han. I just thought she was like this American sweetheart, and you know, she really was into her craft and everything, and that was like, okay, this thing is coming back up again. Like I'm getting another sign that I need to go ahead. Yes. So then 2015 comes, and I was gonna say, I don't really know, but I was actually going through a bit of I was on the upswing from a rough patch because I had just gotten a job working where I work now, and I was going through a breakup, if you will. So I was really looking to like find myself, that whole thing. And then I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I'll just go ahead and do it. So I found Baltimore Comic-Con. My friend Emily told me about it. So I was like, okay, let's do Baltimore Comic-Con. And it's right before Halloween. It's like in September. So I went to a pop-up store, Spirit Halloween, you know?
Oh,
and,
so pop-up, like when it's not there until Halloween?
Like they open it after Labor Day and then through Halloween, and then they'll have like a clearance, and then they shut down, usually in stores that aren't open anymore. So I went there. I was looking for, you know, I tried on the Wonder Womans and all that, and then I wound up with Black Widow, Age of Ultron. So I got that, went to Baltimore Comic-Con with my friend Emily, and then her other friend Emily, so I was with the Emilys, running around.
All the Emilys.
Yep. And I just noticed that I was getting a lot of like notoriety from it. Not that I did it for the sake of attention, but people were asking to take my picture, and I noticed that a lot of the people who were asking to take my picture were women and people of color, and a lot of like specifically black nerds were there asking to take my picture. So I felt like I was onto something. And then I also noticed that I was one of 2 black widows there. So I was like, this is kind of, you know, different, and I feel like I need to be in this space in my own skin where I'm at right now. So I just kind of like fell head first into it, met all these wonderful people, then started taking on projects, and people were asking me to do stuff like, hey, help me organize this event, help me do this, you know, thing. So it just really kind of like spiraled, and it's wild to see how my life has just happened so fast in the past 4 years alone. So that's pretty much the rest of history, I guess they say.
Cool. So you shortened your name recently, right, from CC the Greek Geek to CC the Geek. Now, I believe I know what that Greek means. Tell the audience where the Greek part comes from.
So, and it's funny because people are like, are you Greek? You know, they think I'm like of Greek heritage.
I almost thought that, but I was like, no.
Right,
I know,
you know better because you fam. But I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, which is a what they call a Black Greek letter organization, or historically black sorority, if you will. And I felt like when I was doing, because I started cosplaying before I created the whole cosplay page, if you will. That's how it starts, right? And then I was like, you know, how can I label myself in a sense, in a way that like sets me apart, but at the same time other people might be able to relate to it. So I kind of honed in on that because I was like, well, I'm Greek and I'm a geek, and most people don't think that those two correlate with each other. So it was kind of like this this I don't say a double entendre, but it was something different, and I was able to find more people who are like me and who are members of these organizations.
Yeah.
So but I took the Greek part out essentially because I felt like it wasn't necessary anymore. Like, people kind of know who I am. It's obviously more concise to be CC the Geek, and people would kind of like stumble over it when I would give them the whole thing. Okay. So I was like, okay, well, let me do that, because also from a branding standpoint, if you will, I felt like I was pigeonholing myself, and people just fixated on that Greek part. Even they still kind of fixate on the Geek part, but whatever. I'm not compromising anymore. But yeah, so that was kind of where that came along. It's been a wild ride. It's so surreal to me, even to this day. Yeah.
So when you said that the Greek part identified with people who were doing that, it reminded me, we were talking before we started recording about how we get pigeonholed into certain things. So do you feel like being CC the Greek Geek, like, gave other people permission to say, what, I'm both of those things, but I was afraid to, I could come out, as you will, as a geek. So like, give them the permission to come out and do that fully.
Absolutely, and I think that it's still, while I took that part out of my mantra, if you will, that I still want to make sure that visually that it's still there, and that people know that I am a member of an organization. And I think it's so important to just be all of who you are. You don't have to like put it out there.
Right.
Like, I don't have to, like, one of the panelists was saying last night, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm a strong woman and all this other stuff. Right. You just show it.
Be.
Right, exactly. Because it's like, I can show you better than I can tell you. So
I love that stuff. I can show you better than I can tell you.
Exactly.
Just watch me.
Exactly. Right. Watch me now. Watch me now.
So with you being a geek and you being a Greek,
yes.
How do those intersect sometimes? Like, do you ever feel like you get judged from one or the other side? Or do you ever feel like I shouldn't tell these Greeks that I'm also a geek? Do they ever bump up against each other or anything like that?
It did a lot in previous years when I first started doing it. Now a lot less so, because I think that the whole cosplay and the whole geek community is really blown up. And people felt like they were forced to silo it, but now they feel like they can be that person.
Right.
When I first started cosplaying, my earring fell out. When I first started cosplaying,
y'all didn't see that.
A lot of the geeks in the community were telling me that I wasn't a real geek because of my affiliation, which I thought was interesting, and it made me wonder, like, if I were, in a historically white sorority or whatever, or any other organization that wasn't historically black, would that still be the case?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think also being a graduate of a historically black college, there's also that, like, oh, you can be a geek if you're a black person, but you can't lean too far into your blackness, or else it discredits you in some way. And I just felt like that was the furthest thing from the truth.
Right.
So that was kind of like, all right, I don't care what you think. This is who I am. You can take it or leave it, but I'm gonna be me regardless. So
Cool. You brought another thought for me. It's like I try to speak against this, but being a man, I feel like I can't. Not that I can't say it, but I can't speak so far into it. As a female geek, do you feel like there are certain things about you that people automatically discredit your geekness because of, like, say, being no pun intended, being an attractive woman? I feel like women. I feel like if you're conventionally attractive, if you're a model, people are like, you're automatically disqualified from being a geek. You're automatically disqualified from being a real cosplayer, or you don't count. Does that happen to you?
Absolutely, and it's interesting because growing up, I guess you could say I had a little bit of ugly duckling syndrome. Not because I looked really different, but mostly because I had these huge Coke bottle frames growing up, because I had astigmatism. And back in those days, you couldn't get you had to get those big giant frames for my prescription. So part of me still, I always look back to that, and it's funny because my friends from high school and college, when they see that picture of me when I was like 8 years old, they like laugh hysterically for 20 minutes. So, but it's okay, I'm over it, But Yeah, I think that that's part of the drawback. It's like there's this narrative, and even with guys too, I think that you're not conventionally attractive.
Right.
Therefore, those two things can't coexist. Much in the same way that blackness and all these other things can't coexist, and then you're constantly having your geek card tested. But I guess now that's not so much the case anymore because I try to carry I don't even try, but people tell me I carry myself in such a way it's like don't try me.
Right.
Put some respect on my name. So that's essentially.
I can see that because like I feel like certain people would see that. Like I see, like I know you mean business, but I'm like I wouldn't try you.
Right.
But you don't give that back the F up off of me.
Right.
But to somebody else who probably would try you, might look and see. Right. So I think it works when it needs to.
Yeah. And if anything, I deal more with probably like harassment, fetishization, hypersexualization, more so than I deal with, with people testing me, I guess, because people, it's like they think that I'm there for, especially in cosplay, they have this mindset that I'm there for their entertainment, and I'm there for their amusement. It's like, no, I do this for me. I don't do this for you. You know what I mean? So she looks awesome. Sorry.
Oh, yes. We're actually sitting at the con in case y'all didn't remember. So we're if you see our eyes darting, it's because people are walking by.
Very overstimulating, but I love it.
Yeah, I love what you talked about with thing. My mind just. You were talking about something I'm actually going to make a video about later on, like about our cosplay is for us.
Right.
You are free to enjoy it.
Right.
We are here for you. If you like it, cool.
Right.
But ourselves, we are our first priority. We're not here for you.
You preaching now.
Right. Were you Baptist growing up?
What you say?
Were you Baptist growing up?
So funny story. It's interesting because my parents, my mom and my dad were always kind of like the outliers in their family. So we didn't go to church religiously like everyone else in our family did. And I think that kind of set the tone. I think that they both on the experience what they call church hurt. And and things, just certain things didn't make sense to them. So they were always like very affirmed in the fact that God exists and being in touch with their spirituality and things like that. But we weren't like, sitting in the pews and doing all that kind of stuff. And it really helped give me a different perspective on society as a whole. So it's something that I've come to appreciate, and I think that that's also shifting too, where the church is having to come to the realization that like, hey, we're preaching a lot of stuff that we're not really following the gospel in real life. So I don't want to get into that whole discussion. That's a whole other conversation.
I'm with you. I'll briefly touch on that. Like you said, we don't want to go.
Right.
It's a whole lot. That rabbit hole. Y'all know I'm long-winded enough already, and I already always break these up into two parts. So I ain't trying to make a five-part miniseries with this. But suffice it to say, being a believer myself, but then also like. Nobody, I don't think anybody's ever really fully conservative, fully liberal. I feel like some stuff I'm conservative about, some stuff I'm liberal about. And it's like, if we're actually being believers like we should be having compassion, we should be loving people. So it's like a lot of stuff, especially stuff we run into in the geek circles, we run into a lot of stuff that, really, really conservative people in the church would be like, so I find myself always like, struggling with that, always leaning towards seeing somewhat plugged. I'm plugging all the way. If y'all look at my wife's Instagram, the dignity effect, which is just highlighting the dignity that God put in everybody. So if you do that, no matter what the person is, no matter what the person believes in, you see that person was created by God first.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well, no matter what that person is doing, you need to respect that person. You need to fight for that person's rights. You need to fight for all of that.
Right, and it's like if you think about any religious prophet, they weren't following like this dogmatic path or spreading the institution of whatever. They were just doing what was right and trying to stand up for the little person. And everything about them made them an outlier and made them like, subject to ridicule, so to speak. So I kind of take that with me everywhere I go.